Welcome, guys. We are joined here by HSA Scotto and Craig from Elite, better known as Pops, the father of Airsoft. So it's real exciting to have you guys. We're talking about the HTK Winter Series coming up, which is a pretty big deal. So I kind of just wanted to hit up Scotto to give us the opportunity to get to know the players a little bit. We see them play on the field, but we don't always get the opportunity to talk to you guys and know what you're doing for the sport and what you're doing outside of the arena. So this is kind of that opportunity. Thanks, Scotto and Craig, for hopping on.
Thanks for having me.
So, I mean, first things first, we got to just talk about the series. HSA is coming out for it. You guys kind of come from all over the place. Can you tell us like how exciting it is? Because I think you guys have played here at HTK before, have you not?
Some of our team has, not the whole team yet, but yeah, we're excited for sure.
Yeah, and I know Pops, you've put a lot of renovations into it. Can you kind of tell us what we can be expecting for this tournament series?
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement. Jason kind of gave me the green light to make his field the best around, and yeah, we put a lot of work into this. Crazy, it was only like 4.5 days, but with painting and stuff, we're probably about 6 days total. But the transformation of this field is when you walk in this door. First of all, you don't have to wear a mask to walk in this door. It's going to be fully protected, fully all the way around. High grade Lexan, strong, sturdy walls, full carpeting all the way around. And then, I wanted to add kind of a renovation touch to it. So we cedared the whole damn, every seam, everything. So it's absolutely stunning. So excited to have HSA here and be at our series and just show something different than what we've all seen around the United States. Scott and I have had the opportunity to fly around and spend a lot of time looking at other fields and stuff. And my opinion right now, I mean, this one's pretty high up there. So I'm excited to have he and his team out.
Absolutely. I mean, Scotto, can you talk a little bit about that? Like, HSA travels and plays, and your guys are all over the place. So,
Mhm.
what's kind of your experience? What's your background?
I mean, we've seen pretty much every field that has a tournament field except HTK. I mean, half of our teammates have been out there, but that's one field that I've had on my list that I really wanted to get to. Most of the time when we were in Indiana, we had tournaments at the other field, but this time I'm really excited. And what Pops did, I just finished editing that video last week, and it looks really good from what I've seen before and how it is now. Like, I know Pops is really big on that cedar. It does really good.
Dude, it
But
is pretty crazy.
I'm really excited. Yeah, no, I don't know what else to say.
So tell us I mean, so that we can understand the level of competitiveness that HSA brings. The fact that you guys travel is one thing, but you're playing all these different regions which have different play styles. So what is
Oh yeah.
what is like the play style of HSA, or let's just start with where everybody's at, because HSA doesn't necessarily have a home field. Is that correct?
That is true. Everybody kind of has their own home field. We have like I think 3 players in Indiana, 2 in Florida, 1 in Rhode Island. We have like 3 in California, but we got 3 or 4 prospects right now. I think we actually have 3 in Rhode Island. 1 in Oklahoma, 1 in North Carolina.
And we got
I don't know.
Shohei,
Oh,
right?
we got Kentucky. Did you say Shohei?
Yeah.
You know Show? That's dope. Yeah, we got Show. But I mean, we don't get to see him as much now. We're actually planning a trip. Not all of us, but some of us are planning a trip to go visit him. I'm pretty excited for that too.
That
Never
is
been to
really
Japan,
cool.
but
He's a menace,
yeah,
man.
we're everywhere. We've been at literally every tournament field so far, except this one.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be pretty big deal, but how does that affect your team play and stuff? Because I mean, if you can't get together very often, how's practice work, or how's the gel between the team? I feel like that's a legitimate concern when everybody's so spread out.
It does seem like that. I think after a bunch of tournaments, we've started to like get what do they call it, chemistry with each other. But each place we have a few people, so we kind of work in like duos or triples, I guess, and then we all work together when we're on the field at the same time. But with our duos, we also play snapshot a lot. So most of us, I think only three of us don't have it at this point. But we're all practicing on there. Well, Pops has been there too. Where have you been, Pops? He's been missing
Yeah,
for
been working. a lot of work.
That's where he's been. But
He's been
yeah, no,
grinding
we
on the
practice
field.
there. It's good for communication and setting up plays, getting people to where they need to go. Yeah, snapshot is basically our only practice. Plus, we all kind of practice by ourselves, if that makes sense, and just work on like our only like what we would do for our jobs on the field, whether you're a back player, front player. So yeah, that's pretty much how practice goes. Other than that, we don't really practice as a team.
I kind of feel like
Maybe
being spread out, like you've kind of plucked all the good players in all the regions. You're like, oh, that guy's really good. Let's just pull him in the HSA. Let's grab this guy. It's just like a well balanced meal kind of for a team. It's kind of crazy.
it's definitely different.
Also, I mean, with that being said, like each region has the different play styles, so it's like you got a
Mm-hmm.
very team as far as skill base goes, because it's like in this region everybody wants to just rush down the field the whole time. In this region you have like super good back players because everybody like chills and hangs back. So I could definitely see HSA putting a big contention here for the HTK Winter Series. Um,
Yep.
Moving on, maybe slightly a little bit from that, unless there's anything else you wanted to add to that.
I mean, I just think it's pretty crazy how we're not supposed to win, but we always place top four. We just got third in the championship, and that was with pretty much a new squad. The new prospects is the first time we've had a tournament with them. But yeah, it still blows my mind. Like I said, we're not supposed to win. So if we do, you guys got to practice more.
Well, you guys are too humble because I've seen your guys play. They're a tough crew.
Mm,
Um,
thank you.
I did want to highlight a little bit on this because I mean we're talking about speed soft and it covers a wide range. So you also play in the 1v1 KWA Fight Night series. How cool was that? I mean, that's pretty sick.
It's third year in a row. I love it. I love it. 1v1s is probably my favorite. I think it's because I don't have to worry about letting a team down or really needing a team member to do something. And then if they don't, then I'm just like a little bit let down. But I don't go too hard on nobody. It's all on you, and it's the most chaotic and the most like you have to knock out those objectives and you have to try to get that kill. It's definitely the most fun for me. I just love 1v1s. That was actually the first tournament I did too in I guess any type of speed soft tournament in the East Coast 2 years ago. Yeah, 2021. But I'm trying to be in it every year if I can.
I mean, go for gold, right? There's always money on the board. Speaking of which, Pops, there's money on the board for this tournament series. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the big focus for me was to do something a little different than what has been my experience so far. I've been doing this for a couple years now, playing with Tyler or Shorty, and he's, given me the opportunity to be competitive again and, talk smack and have a lot of fun and laugh a lot. We laugh a lot when we play. Stupid moves. We've tried to create and build a family around us. So, I've really fallen in love with the sport, and I wouldn't do what I'm doing if I didn't like it. I mean, just the honor to meet guys from East Coast to West Coast to Florida to, all over the world. Last year was a crazy year for Elite, and we watched a lot, and I was a sponge last year. I enjoyed looking at new fields. I enjoyed different play styles, limited class and 1v1s and, NSL and SpeedQB, and watched some CSL as well. And, what I fell in love with is we all have the same goal within the sport, I feel. Um, but then I started buying an RV, and we're traveling all over. And then, I spent a bunch of money designing parts and guns and, stuff that people can stay warm this winter or travel and, do some bags and stuff. Like, I really tried to jump into the sport and make it pretty cool. And this was an opportunity that, I saw the decline maybe mid last year in our area for SpeedQB, and we love speed, right? Like, we love the rule set, which will slightly change this year, but always evolving that. And I just felt kind of the passion and draw to get more involved with the sport. So yeah, the money thing for me was just icing on the cake. I mean, I know I spent a lot of money last year, but it's all worth it. I mean, man, I get to hang out with my son, and play with him. And, you know, I brought my smoker to half the damn tournaments last year, made a bunch of meat for everybody. And,
Oh, that was so good
I
too.
think a lot of people just know I appreciate a good smoked meat. And so do they, now that they've had it. So, yeah, I mean, so I wanted to put some money in it. I spent some money, which is, fine. Don't need approval from anybody else. So, Jason and I sat down and had a great meal, and he's like, man, just, it's my field is yours. Make it amazing. And, yeah, we pulled it off. And now, per month, it's the breakdown is if $1,500 payout per month. So top 3 teams will get paid actual cash back to you, which is pretty cool. And then I'll be releasing these next week, but the rule set is to be a contender for the overall series. You'll have to score 3 times. So 3 out of the 4 will count. So the 4th one you can drop. So if you can't come that month or whatever, but 3 out of the 4, there's also an extra $1,000 kicker for the overall series for the top 3 as well. So total $7,000 payout. I tried to make it, as cool as I could without breaking the bank, but I'm pretty happy so far. Teams are signing up. We tried to do an early registration, which is different. I mean, I tried to offer a discount. I think only a couple teams took advantage. But this part of it, the first person through the door, it doesn't make it easy for anybody. So, and I'm okay with that. It's if we can change the dynamic of signing up and being pre-registered, it makes your event run smoother. So that was a big help. Some guys signed up this week. I was getting messages last night thanking me for what I've done. But yeah, man, this is a absolute honor to be able to put real money in the sport, and not just hand out other stuff. So it's been really cool to be a part of the growth and the community here.
Yeah, and we got a lot of good brands supporting the series as well. I mean, of course, Renovation Specialist, like, hands down has the most skin in the game. I mean, like, if you come out to this field, as soon as you walk on the, not even walk onto the field, you walk up to the floor, you're just like, oh my goodness, like it hits you. It's
Yeah.
not, it's up in your face. Like, it just gets your attention so quick. Those
Yeah.
amenities though are really, like, I feel like are under highlighted maybe a little bit how you said this, but you've traveled everywhere playing the sport. So you've seen every single field on, like, this is what works, this doesn't work. So how can you bring that to HTK? So we're seeing a lot of these renovations though. They look nice, but they actually all have a purpose behind them. And so I think you're
Mhm.
gonna see, like, it's gonna be super smooth for the players and a positive environment to be in, even when you're not playing. I mean, a lot of stuff is tailored for the players that are on the field, but now we have a lot of stuff that's tailored to make sure the players off the field are also taken care of.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a big deal. Like I said, we spend a lot of money at the sport. Every team does. I mean, guns are anywhere from 800 to $3,000 a piece, man. Like you can spend a lot of money on these guns. It's actually more expensive than real steel half the time. But I want to protect that. And for a team to be able to walk in, it's on the third story. There's no elevators. You're not lugging your stuff up and down all weekend. I wanted to put people and teams on the map who wanted to take advantage of it. And that comes with a VIP room, So we have 3 of those. They're available. 2 are already taken. So I think there's only 1 left at the moment. But teams are like, you mean I can leave my stuff in there? My team captain gets a key and you get waters, coolers, fans. I mean, we're doing something different, and people are like, what do you mean? So when you see it, you'll understand. We've watched it. I'm not asking people to go up and down the stairs with all their, not everybody has to do that. 3 teams per month get that opportunity. So that was a cool feature that Jason and I discussed, and man, it's pretty awesome.
It is pretty cool. You touched a little bit on like leaving your guns and stuff. Scotto, I gotta ask, what's your primary weapon of choice?
Pistol, high cap always.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mistake.
You're a Kappa boy. I see how it be, man. You're gonna. Are you a one ball player or you like to?
I like. It depends on the person I'm going against, but yeah, mostly out one ball.
Right on. Do you know who all is coming from HSA yet for the event, or is that too early to tell?
We're trying to figure out which one we can go to. If SpeedQB goes, then we're definitely going to make that event, but it also depends on which event that is. I know there's 2 or 3 that can't make it to the first one already. If SpeedQB doesn't, I definitely can't. This month is crazy for me. It's definitely going to set me back a little, but if not, definitely the second and third one. Everybody wants to go to all of them.
Dude,
but
yeah, you maximize your profits.
Yeah, but yeah, I think nobody has an issue with scheduling for the second one. So if we can't make the first, then we'll definitely be there. Plus, we already have 3 players out there, so really we just need 2 more people to show up.
Yeah, and because this is going out early before the event, so we'll have. I mean, it'll be for the people that are watching this that are getting to know Scotto and his team. If you don't have a team, still come on down. I mean, there's no reason. I've already talked to a few people who are like, I don't have a team. I'm like, it don't matter. Come on down. There'll be somebody that wants to put a team together or wants to, come out and watch at the very least. So I think it's going to be a cool experience, and we're going to see. We know some big name teams are going to be competing in this, but I think it's an opportunity too for some new players that haven't necessarily played the format. Elites. Pops, you can talk a little bit about this, but I mean, you've done a handful of practice SpeedQB events here at HTK, and I mean, ultimately, you always said like leading that off with, "Hey guys, this is an opportunity for us to get better, learn, and for those that haven't played before to learn the format with some of the big dogs." So, you believe that's kind of a level of truth to this event as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably like square footage wise the largest field in the U.S. as well. That is obviously the only one on wood at this size. So it might not be the largest, but it's a massive field, wide and long. So that was one reason I started talking with Jason was like, we knew we were going to travel. Elite was going to travel to Tampa, to Extreme, to all the big names, right? Like in one, we went to Tac City. Like all those are like really big fields, and we as a team started out a little more reserved. So we used to just, have 3 back players and our front players would just, ball out and, basically we only run green gas, but we played aggressive up front and just locked it down in the back. Since we started doing practices at HTK, we have, as a team, have gotten a lot more aggressive, right? And we set the fields up to force you to get out of the back, right? So, just because you're a big guy doesn't mean you have to stay in the back, right? Like we're forcing that. We're doing workouts where, it was full team commitment this year. And HTK is responsible for that. The field is absolutely massive. If you're not in shape, bro, this field is going to hurt you. Like, it will humble you. It is a massive field. And the setup where we've come up with is going to be pretty amazing. So, the goal is for you not to stay in the back. Nobody wants to watch 2 guys from the back corner shooting each other all the way across the field. That's no fun. So, it taught elite to be aggressive, and we want to see that in the play for this one. So.
Yeah, you touched a little bit about the size of the field. I do have a paper, and I'm doing some rough estimating because like math on the spot is not my strong suit. um, it's roughly like 110 feet, 120 feet long, and then the width is like 60 feet wide, and that's absolutely massive. Like, a lot of people have played a speed soft of some level, and most of them are narrow and maybe long, but not always. But the problem is like that builds people into tunnel vision, and now you have a field where it's like your head has to be on a swivel. So I think that's gonna be fun. Scotto, I don't really have much more to ask. I wanted to basically say, is there anything you wanted to tell the other teams coming into the event?
I guess just practice, be ready, and bring your heat pads because it's going to be cold if you're running green gas.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, Scotto, Craig, thank you so much for hopping on here and spending the time to kind of let us learn a little bit about each other and share with the audience the details, outside of just the game.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Scotto, thanks so much, buddy. We'll see you soon.